When it comes to pricing your Fiverr gig correctly, it's not always as straightforward as you'd like it to be. You don't want to price yourself too high to the point where you're only gaining one order a week if you're lucky, but you also don't want to price yourself too low to the point where you're just not motivated enough to work. Because let's face it, as a freelancer, we love to chase the money, and now that we have the flexibility to earn more and more, it's only logical that you want to earn more money this month than you did last month. And that's why I'm going to show you how to properly price your Fiverr gig in order to gain consistent orders, but also to not get burnt out and unmotivated by producing work for pretty much free. Alright, so I figured the best place to start is to probably tell you about my journey on Fiverr. How I priced my own gigs, what worked, and what I would have done differently. So I became a freelancer on Fiverr at the end of 2020, and if you want to go and see the full breakdown of my entire journey, including financials, then there's already a video on my channel which you should go check out. But generally, my first month on Fiverr, I managed to earn just over $1,000. And now, since starting on Fiverr, I've earned around $140,000 with a little over 2,100 orders in total. But let's discuss how I've managed to get to that. Now, when I launched my first free Fiverr gigs, I of course checked out my competition and what they were offering at what kinds of prices. But being a complete newbie with no real portfolio or any amazing Hollywood actor experience to fall back on, I had to compete on price in order to start ranking my gigs and build a good base of feedback. So I decided to go low. My gig started from $5, but I used this more as a clickbait hook in order to just get the buyer to click onto my gig and explore what I could offer. However, what I was actually doing was in fact charging $5 for the absolute bare minimum amount of work I could offer, which in my niche of being a spokesperson was 25 words. Meaning per 100 words, which is approximately 40 seconds of me talking to the camera, I was actually charging $20. Now, $20 for 40 seconds of work, well, that's pretty good for a complete beginner. So what I'm saying is, if you're a complete newbie to Fiverr, then go down the route of pricing your gig low in order to start building a portfolio and a decent amount of customer feedback. Once you hit around 15 to 25 good 5-star feedback on one gig, then you can think about increasing the price. Now, personally, I wouldn't go crazy with the increase. Instead, what I'd do is see which page I'm currently ranking on Fiverr and take a look at the other sellers around my gig to see what prices they're offering. Probably my biggest and most important tip is to still focus on the clickbait aspect. So by setting your basic package to a reasonably low amount, which will compete with the other sellers, it will hopefully ensure that you'll get more impressions and have a consistent stream of buyers clicking on your gig, with them assuming that you're priced lower than your competitors. However, once they check out your standard and premium packages, they'll see that your prices are more in line with the other sellers, if not slightly more expensive. But they're already on your gig, so the chances of them ordering from you are, of course, much higher. Now, what I wouldn't do as a complete newbie is launch a gig with some outrageously expensive price tag. Even if you have a ton of professional experience in your niche, you're still brand new to Fiverr with very little to show. And seriously, I see so many new sellers putting a crazy price tag on their services and only having a handful of sales, or sometimes none at all. If they just reduce their price to something more reasonable, I can guarantee they'd end up making 2 or 3 times the revenue they're currently making. So the moral of this video is 70% of your clientele are going to be focused mostly on price rather than the quality you can produce. And if you can offer both reasonable prices compared to your competition and great quality work, then within 3 months, Fiverr could easily be your full-time job. Well, I hope that's helped, but if you guys have any questions at all, then don't forget to drop them in the comments below. And on your way down there, you can always hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.